You know, it wasn't too long ago you could count all of Microsoft Studios on one foot. That's right. 6 toes is all I needed to count what was basically the culmination of their total creative output, what they were fully capable of. You had 6 studios to do all the dirty work, no help. You were basically Michael Jordan in the 80s, and at the end of the day, things have changed. Things are a lot different now. Microsoft have over 20 studios, and they've just added another one that is set to improve not 1, not 2, not 5, but make every single studio even better. That's just one topic in today's video. And hey, I've got to say it. If you're joining me, thank you very much. Hit the like button. If you end up liking this video, tell a buddy or two. And of course, subscribe for all of the latest and greatest when it comes to Xbox and Microsoft. Let's get into it. What is happening, guys? Dealer here, back again with yet another video talking about, I'm talking about the latest and greatest. And I say it every video because I mean it. Last video we talked about Ubisoft Plus joining the Xbox platform. I expect that to hit the Sony platform as well at some point, but you know, hey, we all know Ubisoft Plus is hitting Game Pass eventually. Microsoft are doing big things, and they've been doing big things for quite a while now. Speaking of big things, Sarah Bond is set to potentially take over Phil Spencer's role upon his retirement. It does seem like she's being groomed to do such a thing, and she did say a few pretty interesting things in a recent interview. First of which, she politely let us know that she's not the biggest fan of the $70 game model, but she also talked about game developers and how their new game stack will enable them to do more with less, how they are looking to build out those tools to make development on Azure, on Xbox, even easier.
Most game creators are extremely technical, the most technical. So to address their needs and help them required a level of focus and dedication beyond what it might mean to address the needs of a less technical industry or group of individuals. Because the attitude of a game creator is going to be that if you don't have the tool that they need to do it, they're going to code it themselves. That's what they're going to do. So having that relentless focus on that group was really important in order to meet them where they were, to develop the things that they needed, and then take the insights that you had from that development and actually span it to all creators beyond game creators across Microsoft.
Great interview by Sarah Bond. Check it out in the description down below. And shout out to Nano Polymath for sending this to me. But hey, let's talk about Unreal Engine 5 and how it's exclusive to PS5. Never mind about that. Let's talk about Unreal Engine 5 and how it's on every console, and you can actually run the Matrix Awakens tech demo in your living room right now, and it looks phenomenal. It's one of the most cutting-edge engines ever developed, and they are using it on several games at this moment. Well, Microsoft has started another studio that is set to help every studio they have. This is something that will pay dividends over a decade, and I can't wait to see what this studio does. Microsoft developing a new Xbox studio under Undead Labs that is based in Florida. They are focused on Unreal Engine 5 and animation development. Now, this comes to us thanks to a LinkedIn profile where there is an employee that has a lot of experience with Unreal Engine 5, and this is essentially how this was let out of the bag. Undead Lab are essentially opening up a support studio that is not just for Undead Labs, it is actually for all Xbox game studios. You know how Turn 10 develop all of the cars and a lot of the physics work and the performance and the upgrades and a lot of the technologies behind Forza Motorsport? Well, they send that stuff to Playground, and they let Playground play around with that stuff and craft some of the highest rated racing games of the generation, while also adding new additions to that engine themselves, improving on things, sending it back and forth, playing catch with one another, if you will, technical catch. And imagine if they did not do this. They would all be responsible for all of their own cars, physics, so on and so forth. This new support studio is massive because not only can they generate animations and do custom orders essentially for all of their studios, take a lot of that workload off of those studios themselves, but also this stuff scales. It scales across all of UE5. That's how they are going to approach this. They're going to share this stuff with one another, as they've said over and over and over. This is big because animation is going to be one of the biggest leaps this generation with better CPUs, way better CPUs. So why didn't they do this before? In past generations, the CPU just wasn't quick enough to push animations much further. Now you've got drastic leaps like 4x plus in CPU compute. That's massive for any game developer, and that's day one without finding any way to actually increase that efficiency even more through software optimization. So yeah, you're talking better animations across every single Unreal Engine 5 title in Microsoft, given that they want support from the studio. And that's big, man. That's really big. Animations, again, I can't stress it enough. It's really what separates the top quality games, in my opinion. At least when it comes to visual design. But you know what doesn't have visual design? Forza Horizon 5 cracking 15 million plus players already. Pat yourselves on the back. It's a great game. I reviewed it before it came out. I absolutely enjoyed it. I gave it a 9.3. I do believe I gave it a 9.3. It's top quality, it really is. I'm in the middle, however, of playing F1 2021 co-op career. A lot of fun. Hopefully, Forza Motorsport has a co-op career because I'm just really enjoying this. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a lot of fun after watching the Netflix show. Honestly, if you haven't seen F1 on Netflix, it's actually really good. But anyways, I digress. You know what they're not talking about is Halo's user numbers, which is kind of weird. My personal theory is that it's always going to be impossible to keep going up. Why put yourself in this habit of announcing numbers and then eventually failing people's expectations? Now, I'm not saying that it hasn't already cracked 15 million, but it is kind of weird how Microsoft haven't mentioned anything. Let me know why you think that is down below. And our last topic today, no E3 2022, at least no in-person E3 2022. They have canceled that, and apparently it's all for the better. Just join me in an Xbox Live party at II_Dealer_II, and we can cry to each other while we watch the event on the internet, like everyone else. This time, you will not be able to hang out with the executives and see the cool people there. You know, a lot of good people over there that power that event at Xbox. A lot of guys that are running the show over there. You know, big shout out to those guys. They put on a good show. The last E3 was phenomenal. The last Xbox showcase, I would say, it wasn't even really an E3, was probably the best showcase I'd ever seen in my life. And that's games. We're talking games here. Some people like to move that goalpost that we need to bolt down because it's getting crazy. It's out in the road and stuff now. No, the show's about games. They showed a ton of first-party stuff, exclusives. They clarified a lot of stuff around their own first-party Bethesda titles, and they even showed things like Stalker 2 and more. Very excited for a lot of these games. They showed a ton of games, and that's what I'm into. One of their best shows, one of the best shows of all time when it comes to gaming. That's not, you know, if you disagree, I'm questioning you. I'm side-eyeing, I'm a little spooked. But anyways, hey, after digressing multiple times, I want to know your thoughts, guys. If you ended up liking this video, hit the like button. Of course, subscribe for all of the latest and greatest. I will have videos every single week. That's the plan, of course. And every Tuesday, I do RDX podcast right here on this channel. Real Deal Xbox Podcast. We've had Aaron Greenberg from Xbox One. We've had Mike Ybarra from Xbox One. We've had Ricari Austin from Xbox One. We've had a ton of different game developers on, personal friends of mine. And hey, we look to continue that trend and have a blast talking live. And, you know, we do talk a lot about what we don't make videos about here. So this in-depth gaming news, gaming topics, perspectives from a whole panel of people that you may or may not like. So let me know your thoughts. Again, tell a buddy or two about the channel. I will see you in the next one. Check out the backlog. And of course, I'm Dealer. I'm out.